Hello and welcome. This is your 9 p.m. daily quiz. I hope all of you are doing good. I welcome you back to a place where we discuss the most important news stories of the day from the prelims examination point of view by converting them into specific questions and then discussing them. The news stories here are taken from various sources like the Hindu newspaper, the Indian Express, Down to Earth, and many more. If you're new here, do hit the like and the subscribe button. I would highly appreciate that. If you want to check out the other course that I'm offering, you can always download my Android app. The link is in the description of the video. You can check out the courses such as the personal mentorship guidance program I'm running for the prelims examination, for the mains answer writing course, and also the PSIR optional live course that I'm running on my app for all of you. Let's begin with the first question then. Consider the following statements with regards to unified pension scheme. First, the scheme provides an assured pension which will be calculated at 50% of the average basic pay drawn over the last 12 months by the employee. Second, to be eligible for this means this assured pension thing. A minimum qualifying service of 20 years is required. Third, the pension will be proportionate for a lesser service period up to minimum of 10 years of service. How many of these are correct? Now, as you know, the government of India yesterday released something called the Unified Pension Scheme. That is why it is in the news. In that scheme, the government is claiming that we'll give you assured pension, which will be calculated at half of the basic salary, the average of basic salary that you drew over the last 12 months. First is correct. But in order for this calculation to actually be true, you have to have a minimum service of 25 years and not 20 years. So minimum 25 years of service will make you eligible for this 50% of the basic salary being given to you as a pension. Third is correct. If you have served for at least 10 years, you will get a pension. It will not be as proportionate to that. It will not be half of the basic salary down. It will be in proportion brought down. But if in order to earn a pension, you have to serve a minimum of 10 years. So second is wrong while third is true. The answer thus is B. Two of the given three statements here are correct. Almost all the important newspapers have captured this news. I've taken this snippet from the Indian Express. It is on the front page. Increasing its share, the center has rolled out a new plan guaranteeing 50% of basic salary of pension. Do read about this in detail. Question number 2. Consider the following statements with regards to diabetes. Number 1. Type 1 diabetes is also known as juvenile diabetes. Second, people suffering from type 1 diabetes must take artificial insulin daily to stay alive. Third, type 1 diabetes is the most common type of diabetes and it has strong links with obesity. How many of these are correct? Now, as you know, diabetes mainly is of two types, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is the one that actually is much more severe, that is usually seen in children. This is a condition where almost no insulin is produced by your body. So type 1, yes, it is called juvenile diabetes and it's extremely dangerous because you have to take insulin every single day because your body is not producing insulin. So second is also true. Third is wrong. The one that is most common and it is associated with obesity is actually type 2. So type 2 diabetes, the one that we usually see in adults, is the one that is more common. In this case, the body is producing insulin, but it might not be in the enough quantity or your cells might not be able to absorb it as much as possible. That is why you have to take certain insulin from outside as well. First and second are correct. The third statement here is wrong. The answer thus again is B. Two of these statements are correct. Why are we discussing this? Because of a new study that has found out that red and processed meat is linked to higher type 2 diabetes risk. There is enough data now to show that people who regularly consume processed and red meat may fall ill to type 2 diabetes in a much larger proportion as compared to others. Question number 3. Which of the following is not correct about the lateral entry scheme in India? First, the positions are only open to candidates from the private sector. Second, the tenure can range from 3 years to 5 years. Third, in 2005, the second ARC also recommended lateral entry into government service. Fourth, as per the existing norms, states have to depute all India service officers to central government offices, but it cannot be more than 40% of the total cadre strength. Now, lateral entry as a topic is a lot in the news. It is relevant. It is important also. Out of these four, the incorrect statement is the first one. It is not just for the private sector employees, meaning that even if you are working in the state government job, even if you are working in universities, even if you are working at research centers that are supported by the government, you are not a private sector employee, but you can still apply for this lateral entry scheme. So it is not just for the private sector, it's for other people as well. So the answer here is A. Out of the four, the first one is wrong, the others are correct. As you know, one of the other problems that we have with IAS officers is there is an acute shortage of IAS officers in the country. There have been a lot of suggestions that the government should increase the number of appointments that they do every year, but the government has not done that. Government says that no, 180 IAS officers every year is what we will do and not more than that. There's also this battle between the center and the state, where the center government wants the state government to send more IAS officers to work at the center, but they are not doing that. So that is also a major point of concern. Next question, number 4. The HEMA committee report, recently in the news, focuses on what? The Malayalam film industry, the condition of female doctors in rural India, lack of representation of transgenders in government jobs in India, or the menace of street dogs in India. The HEMA committee report. It has been a lot in the news. It was released just about a week back. It is focused on Malayalam film industry. So it's a very damaging report for the government. It talks about the troubles and the harassment that female actors and female workers have to face in the Malayalam film industry. It shows that a lot of them might have complained earlier to the authorities, but no action was taken. This committee report has brought a lot of discussion about the working condition of females even in such lucrative industries. The answer thus here is A. There's an article in the Hindu newspaper today about how will the HEMA committee report lead to changes. It talks about the findings, it documents sexual harassment and working conditions for women in the Malayalam film industry. The government created or the government constituted this committee after an incident in Feb 2017 when a well-known female actor was abducted and sexually assaulted by a group of men inside a moving van in Kochi. Next, question number 5. Consider the following statements with regards to A1 and A2 milk. First, A1 and A2 milk essentially differ based on the type of beta casein protein present in the milk. Second, the beta casein is one of the major proteins found in milk and it comes in two milk main variants, that is A1 and A2. Third, the key difference between A1 and A2 lies in the amino acid structure. How many of these are correct? Now, you would have seen in the past few years a lot of dairy products sold in the market say that we are A2 milk or we are A2 milk derived product, and they charge a much higher cost, claiming that they are far superior than A1. Because of which now FSSAI has made a ruling that you cannot market your product as an A2 product because there is no scientific evidence to prove that A2 is much better than A1. So you cannot just falsely claim this and ask for more money. That is why it is in the news. With respect to A1 and A2, all these three are correct. The only change in between these is the structure of the amino acid. And FSSAI says that there is no scientific proof to say that A2 is much better than A1. So there is no point of claiming that and charging that. So you cannot now market your product by saying it is A2. A lot of news media has covered this. I've taken this snippet from Down to Earth. On the other hand, Indian Express also has covered this news. If you go to their website, they also have an article about how FSSAI has now said that dairy products cannot be labeled as A2. The companies have been given a 6-month time period that if you already have your inventory that you have marked as A2, you can sell that off. But you cannot now put this sticker on the new products moving forward. Before we end today's session, another important infographic I wanted to share with you. This is about a new policy launched by the government. The government yesterday, in fact, launched multiple new policies. This one is called Bio E3, Policy for Fostering High Performance Biomanufacturing. Bio E3 stands for, as I said, biotechnology for economy, environment, and employment. These are the salient features. To provide support to R&D and entrepreneurship, prioritize regenerative bioeconomy, expansion of India's skilled workforce. This policy also includes strengthening government's initiatives such as the net zero carbon economy, fostering and advancing future that is much more sustainable, and laying down a biovision for Viksit Bharat. This is an important policy, and if it is translated into ground, it might bring in a lot of good results. This was the session for the day. Thank you so much for watching. Do make sure that you do hit the like and the subscribe button. Do download my app as well. The link is in the description of the video. In order to get the PDF of all these lectures, you can join my Telegram channel. Again, the link of the Telegram channel is in the description of the video. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Jai Hind.